And if the government is not going to do something, if you have enough intelligent people, they will create a way to do it.
Welcome to the Think India series of audio and video podcasts by Brand Capital International. This is the place where you're going to see top insiders, entrepreneurs, and innovators who are going to come and share with us their secrets on how to build a company ground up and take it global. All coming from the hub of innovation, the Silicon Valley. Hi, welcome to our Think India series video and audio podcast. And I have Kavita Gupta, the former founding managing partner of Consensus Ventures, an investment firm dedicated to investing in blockchain technologies. Kavita, welcome to our podcast.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
I was just looking at all that I was given, the background about you. I think it would be great if you can just tell us a little bit about what you have been doing and your interest in the blockchain technology.
Yeah, I would love to see the background material you got about me. But I would start by saying I'm not that old though.
Okay.
So, no, I started my career with World Bank, IFC, McKinsey very early on, started emerging market investments very early. So I was very fortunate to be part of M-Pesa in 2006 and 7 in Kenya. I spent a lot of time in Africa investing in early stage technologies from World Bank and IFC, and then Middle East. I lived in over 28 countries during that time. What taught me is that anytime when there is a need and there is a problem, and if the government is not going to do something, if you have enough smart and born intelligent people, they will create a way to do it. So that opened up the mindset very early on that how to invest. And that over time moved towards what is the next level solution in fintech, using AI, using sophisticated technology, which landed me to blockchain and crypto a couple of years back. People have been interested in crypto for how the value system going to work. My introduction to blockchain and crypto was actually from identity perspective. I came across a company which was talking about how when you move, you should have the same identity with you, like your birth record or your passport should be digitalized and approved by all the countries in the world, so that you really don't need a paper with you, and how decentralized system like blockchain can do it. And that's what's got me interested. And then when I joined Consensus, I started the investment fund and have been investing for over 2 years all over the world with 24 companies in portfolio, started their accelerator. We started the Consensus India office too.
Oh, I see. Okay. And when was that?
2017 is when we started Consensus India.
I have to ask you this question because you talked about crypto. You know that the Reserve Bank of India has currently put a stop on it. What's your view on it from a perspective of, is it because the Reserve Bank of India wants to bring in certain laws so it's managed correctly? Is it a managing issue? Or is it that they just don't want to do it? Because I cannot believe that they just don't want to do it.
There was a wave around 2018 mid when there was a big price changes from $20,000 in Bitcoin prices in December to $6,200 in February.
Yes.
A lot of governments started feeling like they're going to lose control over their monetary policy. I think it's the fear of change. It's the fear of losing control. And I'm not just calling about India at this point. I'm saying Singapore did the same, China did the same, Australia did the same. Everybody just came together and said, what's going on? They don't understand the technology.
Right.
We don't want to trust young people to make us understand the technology. And monetary power or monetary capacity of every country has been a bargaining chip. With US always saying, if you look at the last 100 years, anytime a country's economy go down, whether it was Zimbabwe, whether it was Argentina last year, Pakistan, what happened, you always say the word dollarization of the economy.
Correct.
That's the standard economic term. Oh, your country not working, just take the dollar.
Everything is pegged to the dollar. I mean, that's the reality. And all your Middle East countries, all their currencies are pegged to the US dollar.
And that just became a natural substitute because that was the most stable one. And they just start feeling like, oh, if US go down, we are anyways down. Which in 2008 and 9 in mortgage-backed security crisis, we all realized that US is not that almighty or dollar is not that almighty. In fact, US dollars melted down so many emerging economy. Change in that policy and having that people's movement to be accepted by a regulated system is going to take time. So I'm really hoping that RBI and is going to work in understanding what in moderation going to work and what's not going to work.
So you said you worked with Niti Aayog. People know you in the system. Do you believe that you would be able to give them a view why crypto should be there? I feel that there's this huge buzz around blockchain technology, but people equal to cryptocurrency, which is unfortunate because they are two separate things. Have you made efforts within the powers that be to talk about the benefits of the blockchain technology per se?
Yeah, I think the current government is very smart in that way. We had a lot of conversations to say blockchain is a technology and crypto is one of the incentive-based mechanism. My understanding is most of the top technology government do understand it.
So you're saying the bureaucrats do understand it?
Niti Aayog was very smart in using blockchain technology for land titling systems, for supply chain systems. So they have been smartly doing the different pilot projects. But I think when it comes to a mass, like my parents, they still think cryptocurrency is blockchain.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. So there's a lot of work needs to be done to ensure that the right messaging is put out, at least in a market like India. So let me tell you, this particular podcast, and the video cast that we're doing, we call it Think India. When I say Think India, what is the first thing that come to your mind?
From the investment perspective, my returns are higher in India today than Silicon Valley.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
Okay, interesting.
And the innovation happening in India, it's really, really strong. Already some of the top investment funds from Sequoia to Lightspeed to Andreessen have gone there, and not just to basically have one or two partners out there, but creating a whole ecosystem. Entrepreneurs really know their way. They are serial entrepreneurs in India. 12 years back, if somebody would come and say, I'm a serial entrepreneur in India, you would always assume their first company was in US. India is going through a big development in private sector because of the entrepreneurial startup community.
Why is it that we still don't have a truly global company? Why is it that companies from the United States are able to create global platforms?
For a couple of reasons. First of all, yes, it's emerging, but it's emerging. You're comparing a 15-year-old startup ecosystem or 10-year-old startup ecosystem with probably 60-year-old startup ecosystem. That's one. Secondly, you do have products which are going to China, like Paytm has just partnered with Alipay and started using their product. But also, most of the early companies which became very successful were the copy-paste of the ideas coming from Silicon Valley. They were not the original solutions that the replica does not exist here, so yes, let's bring it back here.
Do you believe that there's a shortage of talent? You have, like you said, great entrepreneurs who've got great ideas. The challenge is sometimes the founders need to step back and get the right talent to take the company from where it is to the next level. The feedback I have is that sometimes that's a challenge when you're talking to Indian entrepreneurs.
In the product space, yes. What is the culture when you have to go and hire your CPO, which is not the founding CPO, somebody who's going to scale your company from Series B to Series D? Most of the time you hire people who have worked in such sort of scale. I'll go to a director at Facebook or a VP at Google and hire that person and then ask that person to now scale my company. That differential doesn't exist in India. That delta doesn't exist in India. So you have to come back to Silicon Valley and look one of the Indians who have done that role and convince them to move his or her family back to India now.
So before we conclude, since we are short on time, my question to you, this is going to be seen by entrepreneurs back home, as well as a few people who talk to us as part of Brand Capital, looking at India as a potential market. What's the one message that you'd like to send them?
Don't think if you're building a company which is for India, you always have to look at Silicon Valley or Israel for ideas or like what to copy paste or how to just customize the existing one. But at the same time, when you're thinking about talent and scalability, don't think about not looking at the Silicon Valley either.
Thanks a lot for being on the show, Kavita. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.
Thank you.